it's Sharon from Be Divine Vintage. As you can see in front of me, I've got a little Christmas product. It's a little journal, like accordion journal, or even an insert for in a journal. It's made from one of the Tim Holtz file cards that comes in a pack with other accessories as well. Folds like this, in that classic W shape. And it measures, let's have a quick measure, 3 by 4 inches, but mine's extended to about 4.5 inches, which is 7.5 centimetres by about 110 centimetres. So I've used mainly Tim Holtz products and a few bits and pieces from my own stock here. So here we've got, I'm going to put that there, then I sort of know where the edge of my page is and I don't go over that way. So I've got a tendency to veer to the right, and you keep reminding me. So here's the front of the book. It says number 25 on the front. These are Tim Holtz, and this little card at the back, but this is off a Christmas card that I'd saved from last year. So that's the front, and then on the back we've got this underneath is a postcard, one of the Tim Holtz Christmas ephemera postcards, with this White Pines Forest picture frame, postcard frame, and I've added some bits and pieces of fabric scraps, and this is a cutout from some red and gold Viennese paper that I'd cut out previously and was amongst my dies. And here also we've got a little tag which says Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year, and that is from Tim Holtz ephemera pack. It's not from him personally. I've stitched, you'll see I've stitched most of the pages. Oh, I've stitched all of the pages. Most of them have some fancy stitch on. This is from the Tim Holtz ephemera as well. It's like a little flashcard. So let's get back to the front. So it says 25. You can see a little tiny clip here, and that clips onto this side, which says Winter Wishes. That's a little tag of mine. And here we've got Santa. I think, is that a Christmas die? Oh, it's one of Tim Holtz Christmas dies. And in there is a little tag too, one of the Tim Holtz Christmas ephemera range, and that just slides into there, and that little Winter Wishes just pops onto the front of, pops into there. Here we've got a pocket, and what I've done here is using one of the Tim Holtz paper people. I made a little crown out of an old postage stamp, a vintage postage stamp. This is from Tim Holtz, but as you can see, I've done some stitching. I've left all my threads on. If you don't like threads, my thought is the person who purchases this can cut the threads off. It will be going into my Etsy shop shortly. So tag-wise, I've got one of the Tim Holtz here, postcards, ephemera postcards. This is off a Early Learning Centre pack of vintage cards, and it's Angel Abigail. And then here is Kris Kringle on a wheel, and it's a vintage book. I've got a little vintage book, and it tells the story of Kris Kringle and the brownies. It's a really cute little book. I know it's taken me quite a bit to eventually let it go, but I have got others like this, so I thought, well, I've got more, we can let it go. So that's a little vintage book, a little story book, and that fits into, it's on a chain, it's on one of these Tim Holtz, the chain with the, I don't know what they're called, it sort of grabs it, the fastener sort of grabs it, and you just squeeze it together. So it hangs there. You could even hang it on your tree, I suppose. So I have those in there, and this little book I just sort of put there, and when the book's shut, it just very nicely, when the little journal book's shut, very nicely you can position Father Christmas just to be peeping out. And then we open up to the next 2 pages. So here on this page, I have put a little collage. I've got some ephemera. These are my own dies. I've put a little candy cane in there that wasn't a candy cane, but I've sort of cut it to look like a candy cane, and a little 25 sticker. And then 3 little pieces of the Tim Holtz ephemera. There's a candy canes. That is for, what's that one? It's pre-purchasing a sewing pattern, but it's still in the right colours. This little one is looks like an entry ticket, and then here's one of the tiny little flashcards like I was showing you there. The one that says wish, this one says cheer. So I've just slotted those under a belly band, Christmas tree ornaments. So here in this pocket we have got, so stitched again, so stitched around the original Concertina book, and then I've used some ephemera. I like this special delivery parcel post because it's got a little slit there, and I've put that little finger in, and there is just sticker from my own collection. I made this little, I think this is really cute, this little tiny book to write your own little notes on. That just slips in there. And then in the pocket we've got the December 25 tag, which I've stitched and made that. We've got, and then a couple of pieces of Tim Holtz ephemera, vintage style ephemera. So it's a bit of old and new, this little book. And that's another piece as well, which I've stitched around. Right, let's turn over. So we come to the back here. Oh, I've used some of the Tim Holtz, I know I'm a bit Tim Holtz today. Rock candy. You can see it glimmering. Hopefully you can on there. I've already shown you that bit. I was going to get my stamper. I've got some lovely Christmas stamps, and I went to get my red ink pad to do the stamping, but then remembered my red ink pad is upstairs in my other craft room, which I'm in the process of moving down here. I am feeling more at home in this craft room now, although I was just starting to get it to look tidy when I've started to make all my Christmas things for some Christmas markets I'm doing, so I'm filling up with stuff again. Back to the book. So here we have got a little dog on a little file folder card, and that's got a little vintage button, mother of pearl button. And we've got here, this is some stamp album paper from a vintage book, and I know it's it looks a bit orangey but with green, but the pages, most of the pages are red, but some of them are sort of fading off a bit and look a little bit orange. But this one didn't have lots of stamps stuck on it, so that's why I wanted this piece. And that just slips into there, and we've got a Merry Christmas here. This little dog is from my own stash. So on here we've got a little sort of, you can see the edge of it. I haven't got one left to show you. It's the edge of it there, and it's like it's got a little pocket on the front, so that's stitched around and just fastened onto the front of there. I think that's really cute. I love that dog. And then see, almost finished, very quick. Back to the beginning there. Here we've got a little collage. It says December 25th, Christmas Day. We've got Santa on his way back up the chimney, I think. I put a little bow on there, which I think is off that Lindor Lindt chocolate. There's a little entry ticket to Santa's workshop. And, oops, in here, oh, I might have to put a little tag on the tag there. Just get that out. I will, I'll have to put a little tag on it because it's disappeared into the pocket. Come out, there we go. And it just says compliments of the season. And that is just slotted in there. And again, you can see the stitching around the edges of these pages, which I think looks really, really nice. So we'll just pop that there. So all that just folds together like such. And then I have this to tie around it. And that's one of my little Christmas journals already. Either I'll choose to put it into Etsy, or I might just take it to one of my craft fairs. I'm not quite sure yet. Depends how much I get around to making for my craft fair. So I hope you like that. Oh, I've got some of the rock candy crystals on there as well. So I hope you like that. I'm really happy with how it's turned out. So please like, comment, please subscribe. I'm about 10 subscribers off 1,000 subscribers now. And when I get to 1,000, I will be doing a giveaway of some vintage laces and things. Yes, I've got quite a few more than I realised I had now that I've been sorting out. So yes, I will be sending those off to a lucky winner. So thank you so much for watching, and as soon as I get to that 1,000 subscribers, I'll show you what my giveaway is, and I'll tell you how to enter that too. So thank you, take care, and I'll see you soon. Bye bye.